Hello and welcome to Secrets of Organ Playing podcast. We are your hosts, Vidas
and Aušra.
We've been mastering secrets of organ playing for more than 20 years and sharing them on this blog since 2011.
On this show, which we create from our home in Vilnius, Lithuania, we strive to help you grow in every area of organ playing, including practice, technique, repertoire, sight reading, hymn playing, improvisation, composition, music theory, harmony, and many others.
Our hope is to help you become a complete musician, or what we call as total organist, a program which we have created to help you reach your dreams faster than you would do on your own.
If you are new here, we invite you to subscribe to receive free updates of this blog at organduo.lt. By subscribing, you will also receive free video how to master any organ composition and 10-day organ playing mini course.
And now let's go to the podcast for today. Hi guys, this is Vidas
and Aušra.
Let's start episode 449 of Secrets of Organ Playing podcast. This question was sent by Patricia. And Patricia writes, Dear Vidas and Ausra, thank you for contacting me regarding your program of organ tuition and assistance. I studied organ at Trinity College in London, and also at the same time I studied the French music from Jean Dattas at Notre Dame in Leicester Square. I was working in London at the time teaching English to students at Morden Girls Secondary in Surrey. When I returned to Kingston, Ontario in Canada, I worked as an organist in a Lutheran Church called St. Mark's for 5 years. My mother got an illness which the doctor said was incurable. They said it would be better to take my mother to Australia to help her, but that was not a good idea as she died soon after arriving. I live in Melbourne and have a Johannes organ in my house. I'm very bad at practicing and need some help to get started again. I need to master some of my favorites, such as the Bach toccatas and other organ preludes and fugues which I played before. I'm trying to teach myself the Widor Toccata. Can we help Patricia with those goals, Ausra?
Well, I hope so, but as I talked in a previous podcast, that inner motivation is the most important thing. So if Patricia has it, I think everything will be just fine.
Mm-hmm.
Since she was quite advanced organist, because she now is not learning to play the organ from scratch, but she just has to know to refresh her skills and to renew her ability to play the organ. What would you suggest for her to do? What would be the best choice and the first step?
Well, sometimes when you repeat previously mastered material from the past with the gap of many years in between, sometimes your old habits come back, and those old habits might not be the best habits, you see, and that's something to keep in mind. Sometimes it's better to learn the same piece but in a new way, like completely from scratch, with a new articulation, with a new fingering and pedaling, from a new score, let's say. I think that would be more productive. What do you say?
Yes, I couldn't agree more, because when I'm trying to refresh some of the old pieces that I played, let's say many years ago, and I remember the spots that were hard for me in that time, they are still hard for me today. It means that I wasn't working in the right way at that time.
But is it true that from your early days, you got a decent foundation. And even if you refresh those pieces, those old habits are not the worst habits, I mean, for you.
Yes, we are not the worst habits.
At least some of them you can keep.
But still nowadays, when I'm starting to repeat an old piece, at least I won't be playing it from the beginning to the end. I start to work on the harder spots right away.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm already sort of respecting myself and my time. I don't know, but I don't have much of it. So I want to use it as productively as I can.
And Patricia writes that she's very bad at practicing. Can you interpret that in some way for us, Ausra? What do you suppose she means?
Well, it's hard to tell what exactly she means, but I could say what in general I consider as a bad practice. Probably the worst practice is not practicing at all, or not practicing enough,
Mm-hmm.
or practicing unproductively. Because sometimes you can sit on the organ bench and play for 4 hours straight, and it will be still bad practicing.
I suppose that's true, Ausra. I always said that the hardest part of practicing the organ is sitting down on the organ bench. Which means, if you practice enough, you will get better. But sometimes I can observe my Undamari students practicing and over again and not getting
Any better.
any better sooner than they wanted. They are getting better, but really slowly. And I know why. I know how I would practice differently, and I tell them to slow down. And I tell them, let's say, to practice separate parts multiple times, and they don't do that. You see, and that's how they get the same result every time. Maybe a little bit better, because with time, even stone can be. Furnished with drops of water, enough drops of water, but it takes ages, and we don't have that time.
But the good thing is that Patricia has organ in her house. It means that she can easier find time to practice, because she doesn't need to go anywhere to the organ loft.
Mm-hmm. True. So those are general ideas to get started. I suggest she would take a look at my organ practice course, and we are talking about also in some courses about organ practice. Maybe she could just take a look at the category of courses in organ practice category in our Secrets of Organ Playing store, and she will find useful materials there.
Do you think it's wise to work on several old pieces at the same time or not? How would you do it?
Several pieces, yes, but not too many. Maybe 3 for starters.
But do you think it's important only to repeat the old repertoire, or to learn something new as well?
Definitely something new to keep her going forward, and definitely something from different stylistic periods. Let's say she likes Bach's preludes and fugues, and also she tries to learn Widor Toccata. That would be different choices, but maybe something slower than Widor Toccata would be nice too, like a chorale prelude or a romantic piece in an adagio tempo, or slow movement, basically from the same Widor symphony.
Well, actually, I always thought that all French people just love French composers.
Mm-hmm.
But as we performed at Alble d'Huez in French Alps last March, actually the man who actually is one of the main organizers of that organ festival, he told that very good that we are not playing Widor and we are not doing this famous toccata, because actually what happens when organists play Widor on the program, people start leaving. And it was, actually a big surprise. I was slightly shocked when I heard it, that, French don't like Widor, and especially this toccata.
Maybe the listeners have heard it enough times.
Could be that, it's already, sits up to your throat, to say. So, but it was a surprise because the audience is like 99% French in that church.
And older age, I would say.
Yeah, well, yes, I would say. So, maybe you could do not only like Widor Toccata, but practice some pieces by Louis Verne.
Yes, and softer pieces, not
yes,
necessarily
not only
loud.
Fast and because I think this toccata is one of the most mechanical organ pieces that are written. But it's good for wedding. Usually people quite like it, in order to play it during wedding time quite a lot.
She says she likes toccatas and organ preludes and fugues by Bach. What is your favorite toccata, Ausra, by Bach? Today.
Probably C major toccata, Adagio and fugue. I think it always was my favorite, and it still is. What's about?
I like very much E major toccata.
I like it too.
But transposed to C major.
It's sort of Buxtehude style. It reminds of. It would be my second choice.
Good. And what about organ prelude and fugue by Bach? What would you take with you to the island without any people around?
I think you know which one. It would be E flat major from the third part of Klavierübung.
E flat major?
Yes.
BWV 552.
That's right. But I also like C minor, prelude and fugue.
I like A major.
I like C major.
Which one? There are
that one that you played in America.
547.
Yes, I'm not good with numbers. I really need to learn to memorize Bach's catalog. But I could, tell these numbers as well as you.
You know what's the best way to memorize the catalog? Is to sight read each piece, and then you will, know the numbers by heart.
Yes, but also what I would suggest for Patricia to do, to play some of Bach's choral works, because I think we agreed too.
Yes, that was our first suggestion.
And with age, actually, with years, I even started preferring Bach choral-based works.
So guys, we hope this was useful to you. Please send us more of the questions. We love helping you grow. And remember, when you practice,
miracles happen.
This blog is supported by Total Organist, the most comprehensive organ training program online, where you will find courses for every area of organ playing, including technique, practice, sight reading, repertoire playing, hymn playing, improvisation, composition, music theory and harmony, with hundreds of scores and thousands of exercises. Here is what some of the students are saying.
Hugh writes, "The sight reading course has helped me tremendously. Thank you very much for your SS courses and all your help."
Robert writes, "I found the fingerings, registration ideas and general comments to be excellent."
John writes, "I have found your download very helpful. It was really excellent. I have watched some of your teaching videos, and when I read your instructions, I tried to imagine you were teaching me. You may feel disappointed that I am 2-3 days behind, but I am a slow learner, and I have committed to taking the time to get it right, as you say. But the other night my wife commented that she had never heard me play such a detailed melody in the left hand so well. My left hand is generally poor.
Robert writes, "It has been a great pleasure in my life of having discovered your courses and material as well as the YouTube work of recordings. You have a calm and pleasant way of teaching."
Ron writes, "Hi Vidas and Ausra, thank you guys. What a wonderful response to my email note to you. You've got me right, and I feel you understand my level of playing. Yes, at home, and lucky that I have an organ for that reason. I am paying attention to this, and I am going to try this no longer secret model. Yes, and I love Cesar Frank too. What is very nice about your blog podcast is that Ausra and Vidas are like a Socratic dialogue, and by bouncing things off of each other, so much more information comes out and is expressed. Your comments contain a wealth of information and understanding. I really appreciate this. It is very inspiring and will keep us moving forward."
Would you like to receive the same or even better results that our students are getting? If so, join them at organduo.lt/total-organist. And of course, you will get the first month free too. You can cancel anytime.
Also, if you haven't yet subscribed to receive free updates of this blog, make sure you do that at organduo.lt. By subscribing, you will also receive free video, how to master any organ composition, and 10-day organ playing mini course.
This was Vidas
and Ausra from Secrets of Organ Playing.
And remember, when you practice,
miracles happen.